If you could step into the desert wind on the morning of December 2, 1971, you'd feel it in your bones. A hush, a breath held by history. This wasn't just another sunrise over the Gulf. This was the birth of a nation. The United Arab Emirates had just been born. And in the middle of it all was Dubai, quiet, sun-soaked, full of waiting.
Back then, Dubai wasn't the city of mirrors and towers. It was something smaller, rawer, a town where sand met steel and ambition wore a kandura. The creek bustled with fishermen in wooden dhows, while cranes rose nearby, slowly sketching the future against a hot, hazy sky. On narrow, unpaved streets, kids played barefoot football, their laughter echoing off whitewashed walls. Radios buzzed with a strange mix, local songs, British broadcasts, and talk of change. There was no skyline yet, just sun-drenched rooftops and long shadows filled with dreams. December 2nd wasn't marked by fireworks, but by flags quietly raised, hands firmly shaken, and a collective breath taken. Inside a modest hall in Jumeirah, 7 leaders from across the Trucial states signed their names and rewrote the future. Outside, the world hadn't caught up yet, but it would. While leaders made history, daily life continued. Traders called out prices in the souk. Women balanced clay pots as they walked. Camels trod paths that, years later, would become highways. The city was still dust and hope, but something was shifting in the air. The old souks buzzed like they had for generations, full of pearls, silks, saffron and stories. But inside cafes, men leaned forward, lowering their voices. Talk of trade routes, ports, even airports. The future wasn't abstract here. It had a smell, a sound, and it was getting louder. In the cool of family homes, children sat cross-legged on woven mats, sipping tea as their mothers passed around dates. Radios played Kulthum, and the scent of cardamom hung in the air. Life was slow, but it wasn't still. Even in the quiet, the city was dreaming. That night, under a star-scattered sky, Dubai exhaled. No one knew how fast things would change, how sand would become skyline, how trade would become gold. But in that moment, soft, still, sacred, the city felt like a promise whispered into the desert. Today, we only see the glitter, the towers, the malls, the cars. But underneath, if you listen closely, you'll hear the heartbeat of 1971. You'll feel the breath of a city that dared to believe it could become something more, and then did. One day, one spark, one city wrapped in wind and wonder. That was Dubai on the day the UAE was born, not just a dot on the map, but a vision in the sand. A quiet beginning that still echoes in every step, every street, every story.